There's a weird tradition in this town. They have to walk in the door upside down. No one has broken this tradition in decades, but this man didn't believe it. He walked right through the door, and from the moment he stepped through the door, strange events began to unfold. The power system failed for miles around. Signal lights were flashing randomly. The lights in the house went on and off. An unforeseen disaster approaches the villagers. A rare aurora borealis appeared in the sky. The aurora borealis is fast approaching the center. A bright light hits the ground. Every living thing in the village collapsed. Dancing crowds and running horses. Even the electricity and gas stopped. That's when Lisa came home from work. She found the intersection blocked off by the police. No one was allowed to enter the village. It's not clear why or when the blockade will be lifted. Her daughter hadn't answered her phone all night, and now the way home was blocked. This gave Lisa a bad feeling. For the sake of her daughter's safety, she decided to take the lower road home. And when she walked into the village, she realized that things were far scarier than she had imagined. She saw a group of men in protective suits standing on the lawn. One man was holding a rope and another was slowly walking forward, trying to save the man who had collapsed on the lawn. But when they got within a certain distance, the rescuers fell with him. That's when someone realized Lisa had broken in. She rushed toward the village, but she collapsed just like the man. A few moments later, Lisa was rescued. She was placed in a family camp to wait for news. The next morning, support was upgraded from the police to the military. The commander asked the sheriff if he'd sent an airplane. The sheriff said he tried a drone, but there's too much magnetic interference inside to get anything. The commander ordered a helicopter. John's instincts were right. Anyone who stepped within its range was rendered unconscious. When the plane reached a certain altitude, the pilot also suddenly passed out. The helicopter fell vertically and uncontrollably. Such an uncontrollable and mysterious force made people a little afraid. Residents who had been asked to stay home in the neighborhood were evacuated, and just as they were about to board the bus, Lisa's phone rang. It was her daughter, followed by other relatives' cell phones. All the villagers woke up. They don't know what happened last night. All they know is that they were in a coma for 12 hours. Although the villagers woke up, but the investigation has not stopped. John immediately rushed back to the bureau to lead the follow-up and investigation work. Although he acted calmly, but Anna could still see that he was worried, because John is also a member of this village. Other villagers have contacted their families, but he still hasn't contacted his wife and family. Anna rushed to John's house. She opened the door to a strong odor of gas. After taking the woman outside, Anna rushed into the kitchen to turn off the gas. Then she immediately gave John's wife CPR, but it was too late. The woman had already died of gas poisoning. Now the basic investigation has been completed, but the weirdness didn't stop there. All the young women in the village felt a change in their abdomen. Intuition told them they might be pregnant, but they didn't associate it with the mass coma. Most of them thought it was a normal conception, so they didn't report it to the police. Until 2 months later, the couple came to the hospital for a maternity checkup, but the staff took them to a conference room. It was a secret meeting arranged by their superiors. Experts say since that blackout, all of the young women who had been in a coma were pregnant. It's not yet clear what caused them, but their team will do everything they can to help. John wants everyone in the room to cooperate by signing a non-disclosure agreement. The couple is having a hard time understanding this. They thought the children were conceived naturally. What's the connection to the mystery? And the couple didn't believe it either. They even thought the police were up to something. Now someone is leading the resistance. The other couples followed suit. The superiors immediately ordered to shut down the signal receivers in the neighborhood. Everyone's cell phones lost their signal. And just when they were about to use force to solve the problem, Lisa stepped forward and said it was her town's psychiatrist. My daughter told me 5 days ago she was pregnant, but she doesn't have a boyfriend, and she doesn't know how she got pregnant.